Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving into order by clauses with expressions or calculated columns. So what are calculated columns? A calculated column is a value derived from an expression. For example, if you have a table which has the columns price and quantity, we can basically go ahead and calculate the total amount by basically going ahead and finding the product of those two columns. The same asset can be used for salary and bonus columns. If you have a table which requires you to find out the total salary annually for all employees, including the bonuses, you will go ahead and write the new expression as salary plus bonus. These newly created columns can then be used directly with order by clause without needing to create an alias, although using these aliases are highly recommended as they improve the readability. The typical structure of these clauses goes about somewhat like this. So we here are basically displaying the column 1 and column 2, followed by the expression, which can be a product, an addition, or something unique, and we are basically displaying that result with an alias name. So the column header would appear as alias name from that specific table. Here then we are basically ordering based on this newly created column as ascending or descending. So yeah, this is typically the structure or the syntax for these kinds of tables. So we have select star from products. So here we have a new table which basically has product ID, product name, price, quantity, stock status, and is feature. The is feature is a boolean value column whereby which the false and true values are represented as 0 and 1s. The stock status has been shown as in stock or out stock. The quantity and price, as I had just previously mentioned, are columns which can be used to calculate this new total price. We have product name and product ID. Let's say we are required to sort the products by their total value in stock. We can calculate this as price times quantity. So we can go ahead and write the new SQL command somewhat like this. We can go ahead and write select product underscore name, price, quantity, followed by the expression price times quantity as total, let's say total value from the products table. Here we will write order by the newly defined column, and we will write in descending order. Once you hit execute, you can see that the newly created column has been depicted in the result. As you can see, laptop is the most costliest, and as you can see, it's in the descending order. So yeah, the price times quantity that we just performed over here basically creates a new column which we have named as total value using the alias, and we are basically ordering our result in the descending order, which would sort the products from highest to lowest value. You can also do the same without an alias. Here what usually would go about is somewhat like this. We'll just remove this and you will write the same as before. However, instead of total value, which is the alias, we basically replace this with our expression, which is price times quantity, and then you hit enter. You can see that you basically get the same result. However, here the result which we just wanted, the expression, would not appear. Therefore, not having an alias is a drawback. It's pretty useful whenever you are trying to display this specific calculation in your result. we can also, in this segment, we'll be talking about sorting based on conditional expressions. Here, the logic would be stacked inside the order by clause to control how the rows are sorted depending on specific conditions. This is typically done using the case expressions. Now, the case expression is basically used within conditional sorting to dynamically decide which column or value is to be sorted by, and based on those conditions that we specify for each of those rows. I will demonstrate this with this new table called customers, and as you see, this new table basically has customer ID, the name of the customers, the total amount that customer has spent, and is underscore VIP is a boolean column which basically sets the customers as whether they are VIPs or not based on how much amount of spending that they are doing. So on the basis of that column total underscore spent, we can also say that or tag a particular customer as premium or regular based on the column total underscore spent if their spending is greater than 1,000, or I don't know if it is dollars or not, I do not care, but that's the criteria that we are gonna go with. So for that we basically write select customer underscore name total underscore spent case when, here we set the condition when total underscore spent is greater than 1,000, then we tag that customer as premium, else we set it as regular. Here we will end as customer underscore type. So here we are basically using end as an alias to set customer underscore type as the header of this newly created column. From customers order by customers customer underscore type, which is the new alias, in ascending order. We have to also make sure that we put a semicolon after this, because here the logic is that we are basically creating a new column which is customer underscore type, so those syntactical structures need to be respected, otherwise you will end up with an error. And once you execute this, you see that we basically have a new column called customer underscore type. So this has basically created this new categorization of customers based on whether they are spending about $1,000 or rupees or whatever. So this is one of those ways whereby which we can sort this, and since we are sorting in ascending value in an alphabetical manner, the premium basically the term comes before regular. In some other scenarios we can also set up tasks based on priority as high, medium or low, or into 1, 2 and 3 based on whether you have a specific column or a table onto which you can do that. Let's say we have a new table. Let's look at employees 2. Here we have a salary statement which we can also utilize in a way to set this case explanation into practice. So let's say we want to basically set up a way whereby which some employees are getting paid more or less based on their bonuses or based on their salary and bonus. We can go ahead and type something like select employee, okay, sorry, in this case it's name, department, followed by semicolon case. We'll write when salary is greater than, I suppose base value can be probably 55,000. Yeah, then we will basically tag this employee as I suppose upper management. What else can we say? Let's say we can set up a new segment where salary, if it is greater than let's say I suppose 75,000, and salary is less than I guess 55,000, sorry, and it should be less than 75,000 and greater than, oh maybe we can go ahead with this new okay, we will set up something like this. If salary is less than or equal to 55,000, it's let's say change this into lower underscore management. We will set here as, let's say, middle management. And else I suppose we will just tag the all of those guys as, let's say, upper management. But I guess I hope you get the gist of what I'm trying to say here, and we will end up with the end statement, which would basically let's set up as, I say, as category or something like employee imp underscore category order by, okay, yeah, one other thing, from employee to order by our alias, which is emp category. Let's go with ascending. So once you hit enter, you can see that we have successfully tagged our employees as upper management, middle management, and lower management. And as you can see, the evenness is like engineering departments, people who are working in engineering departments are under upper management, while the rest are sorted as such. Sales is in middle, human resources, marketing is in lower. So yeah, this is pretty much how you would go about using case. It depends on what your criteria or categorization would be pivoted upon, like a specific column which would be utilized under this kind of a situation. This can also be utilized in a case whereby which you are trying to categorize student marks. Let's say if the marks of this particular student are above 50, as pass, else fail. So yeah, there are a lot of other tables that can be utilized in order to do that. Let's say if you have a task priority, let's say email team, bug fix, or update docs, those can also be set as priority tasks such as medium, high, or low. And you can basically go ahead and try this on different other tables that you can find. So yeah, that's pretty much how case would work. We can also utilize this specific case conditionality clubbed with order by in context of other tables, such as let's say we would like to set up order by in context of salary and bonus. Let's say an arithmetic operation we are conducting, such as select star from employees. So here we have some of salaries, yeah, employees too. So here we have salary and bonus, so we can go ahead and write select employee underscore name, salary, comma bonus. We'll set up the expression salary plus bonus as total underscore income from employees. Order by will basically give this as total underscore income in a descending order. So you hit enter. Oh yeah, employees 2. Always remember to name your columns correctly. Yeah, I think there is employees probably e-name. Let me go ahead and do that. It's name. Okay, so there is no employee name, it's just plain name. So you can just go ahead and type this and you will see that our total income has been calculated and we have it ordered in a descending manner, which basically pivots our entire table structure in a descending order as a result. As you saw me do, there are some issues that you can also encounter. Sometimes if you forget to use the alias, you have to mention it as alias, as you see over here. So as total underscore income. Sometimes the order by uses the column alias in some databases, which is not allowed, so sometimes you will have to use the full expression. So yeah, some other real world use cases, as I had just previously mentioned, it could be student marks, it could be case conditionalities applied to categorization of employees, which could be revenue calculation such as units sold times unit price, engagement rate such as clicks by impression, test underscore score for bonus points, and so on. So it could go in any different manner. So let's say you can just try it on different uh, columns, as I had previously mentioned.